Today, I want to talk about choices, risks, and change. Because even the tiniest decisions can feel huge. But those moments, they often lead to the best parts of life. Sometimes we think big changes can only happen to adults, or that we're too young to make decisions that matter. But I've learned that even at 12, the choices we make can shape who we become. They can open doors we never even knew existed. Some time back, I had the opportunity to move to China for 3 years, or just stay where I was. 3 years doesn't sound like forever, right? But at the time, it felt massive. My mind was buzzing with questions that just couldn't be answered. What would life be like? Would I fit in? What if everything went wrong? Would I feel like a stranger in a place I didn't understand? The pressure was consuming. Every little aspect felt enormous. I didn't know if I was making the right choice. I was scared, not just of the unknown, but of making a mistake I couldn't undo. But now, the pressure is gone. All I see are the fun, exciting, and good consequences that came from saying yes. I see the places I've been, the people I've met, and the version of myself that I never would have discovered if I stayed where things were familiar. I realize now that the fear didn't mean I was weak. It meant I was about to grow. Everyone, children and adults, go through change. Sometimes it's big, sometimes it's small. But in those moments, we always face a choice. Do we stay where things are familiar, or do we step into something new, even if it's a bit terrifying? Even short-term choices can feel huge when you're the ones making them, not someone else. And that's what makes them powerful. Because when you choose for yourself, you're shaping your story. You're saying, I'm ready to grow. And that's one of the bravest things anyone can do. Since coming to China, I've made friends who've taught me things I never would have learned back home. I've learned to speak up and share my voice. I've learned more about myself, what I love, what I fear, and what I'm capable of. I've learned that being different isn't something to hide. It's something to celebrate. That heavy feeling that weighed me down when I first made the choice, the nerves, the pressure, the uncertainty. Over time, it all slowly disappeared. And in its place, unforgettable memories, laughter shared with friends, and experiences that now feel brighter than the fear ever was. I've walked through crowded markets, tried foods even I couldn't pronounce, and laughed at my own mistakes. And through it all, I've grown. Even if a choice is temporary, it can still feel life-changing. And risks teach people that fear is a signal, not a stop sign. Failure is not a full stop, but it's a stepping stone. If you're afraid, that means you're on the edge of growth. And sometimes the stories that are proudest to tell often come from the moments that terrify us the most. If I can move to a new country, live through nerves, and come out stronger, maybe your next choice could do the same for you. So, next time you're standing at the edge of something new, your heart's racing and your mind's full of what ifs, pause, breathe, and ask yourself, what if this is the beginning of something amazing? What if the choice you're afraid to take is the one that will help you grow the most? What if the version of you on the other side of that choice is stronger, braver, and happier than you ever could have imagined?